And we are back. It's your man Odell, and I'm joined by my special guest. Let me give this brother a brief introduction, right? So he is a true Atlanta native, one who has never let a lot of these transplants, change his views on what he thought about his hometown, right? He is someone who has been behind the scenes helping to orchestrate some of the largest rap scenes out of Atlanta that you know about, right? So he's been part of the legendary Dungeon family, right? And at some point branched off to help be one of the founders of the Attic Crew, right? So you're talking about groups such as the Young Bloods, Sean P, Polar Don, Playboy Trey, just to name a few, right? So all these are people been associated with him. So he, at the same time, never let his desire to create go away and put together an album Behind the Music where he went out and marketed it, right? But when I talk about marketing, he didn't sit around on social media and market that album. I mean, he literally went out in the streets, going to events, shaking hands, asking people straight up in the face, like, hey, you want to buy this album? This is what I got going on. So he legendary with the game with that, not just sitting around talking about it. He actually was out meeting people to market his album. So recently, though, he started releasing episodes of his own talk show, which I'm looking forward to talk about. And it's must-see entertainment. So listen, without further ado, please help me welcome a brother who claims he has the best smile this side of the Mississippi. We got Pretty Ken, a.k.a. PK in the house. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's that, baby? Which one of these cameras mine, man? That was mine.
Yeah,
okay. Make sure I get these folks what they want, baby. Absolutely.
I know, man. Listen, bro.
What's happening, Art?
Hey, man, listen. Everything is good, man. First, I want to say, man, congrats on the show. I love what you're doing with that. We're going to talk more about it. But I want to go back more to the beginning, right?
Can I just say something before we start?
Talk to me, man.
Now I'm going to do this interview, but I just got to say I do feel funny sitting on the love seat with him.
This brother always got jokes. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Like, boy, that shit a little old. No. But, yeah, we going to get through it, though. What you got, dog?
Man, you wow, man. Listen, man, I was gonna say though, going back to the beginning, right? So
beginning, like what's the beginning?
Well, I want to talk about like as far as the work you were doing.
How far back in the beginning?
Well, let's talk about like, going back to like the Dungeon family and the Attic Crew, right? I want to talk about the sense that you had so many creative people all working together, right? Mm-hmm. Are in the same zone. Mm-hmm. So when I think about that, I think about movements like with Motown, when they had all these different people running through, or Death Row, you had all these artists and stuff running through. Okay. When that was being done, was that more strategic, or was it just creation that was just happening? I'm saying, like, was it real targeted, or was it like just a bunch of people being in the room and like, okay?
So before the Dungeon, it was me, Cee-Lo, Andre, and Big Boy.
Okay.
So Dre and Big met Rico, and up at the plaza, and that's how they started the whole, got down with the Dungeon. Gotcha. Now, our whole thing from the beginning was fuck New York. That was our whole movement because New York wasn't respecting nobody but New York.
That's very true. That's very, very true.
So
very true.
We had a chip on our shoulder from the beginning, like, hey, man, you gonna respect this shit.
Oh yeah. And me being somebody from Montgomery, Alabama, I had love when Atlanta, started coming out.
Yeah. So it was just, and I got to give all of that, and don't let nobody tell you nothing different.
Okay.
Rico Wade was the engineer of all of that. Reek was like, nigga, talk like you talk.
Yeah, don't try to be something else, right?
Nigga, walk like you walk. We from Atlanta. We Atlanta.
Right.
Nigga, we Cadillacs. We everything Atlanta. We about to embrace this shit and take it around the world. I thought the nigga was crazy. Found out the nigga was a genius.
Yeah, he was a genius. Yeah. And that's so true because here's the thing. So my dad was in the military. So I'm basically like what they call a military brat. So I've lived a few different places, but I went to high school and college in Montgomery, Alabama, and my mom's from Montgomery, Alabama, right? So that's why I claim. So sometimes, people will see, like, I remember one time we was on campus and a girl where she was saying something about South and
Right.
Southern cats.
Right.
And so because she assumed that I was from upstate.
Oh, gotcha.
Right. And so she was like, yeah, you know. And I was like, nah, I'm from Montgomery,
Gotcha.
Alabama.
Gotcha.
I was like, no, I'm not going to sit here and let
From
you.
the Gump, baby.
Yeah, I'm from the Gump. I'm not going to
Yeah.
let you disrespect
Yeah.
this whole region. So I
Yeah.
get what you're saying. And in those early 90s, it was a lot of just chippiness where, like you said, no, if you weren't from a certain area, they didn't want to respect you.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the funny part, just to let you know exactly what I'm talking about, if you go back to the early Outkast songs, Players Ball and all that,
Yeah.
nigga, listen to them, they sound like Souls of Mischief.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, yeah.
So it grew into, you know, what it is, but listen to Players Ball and listen to Souls of Mischief.
Wow, wow.
The
Shout out to
flow, everything. Like, you know what I mean?
That's
So-
what yes. Shout out to my man Shamari Smith. The brother. I don't know if you ever seen the documentary Till Infinity. It's a brother named Shamari Smith. He's out of Oakland. I'm gonna be out there pretty soon. But he did a documentary talking about the whole Souls of Mischief movement. I want to say they said something about this. You know, they talk about different artists they like or whatnot. So
okay.
great point. But so I want to go into something else, right? You have made a statement speaking about movements and stuff that you can't be loyal to somebody. You have to be loyal to a movement
to the movement.
because it's bigger than anything. Expand on that.
Just like getting married. You can't be loyal to the woman. You got to be loyal to the marriage.
To the union.
Cause the woman gonna wake up she in a different mood every day. You in a different mood every day. Y'all there because of the marriage, because of the agreement.
Right.
Like, so a dude gonna wake up different every other day. He gonna feel different. The shit gonna change.
Yeah.
But the movement let me tell you something. The hardest shit ever
Okay.
is, my buddy was telling me, she was like, the hardest shit I ever heard was Coretta Scott King say, I didn't marry a man, I married the movement.
That's true because it all came with it.
So no matter what he did, what she was married to was bigger than him.
Yeah. Because like I said, like no longer does she just have a regular life.
Well, what she was saying was, he's just a man.
Yeah.
So whatever he does, he gonna do some man shit.
Yeah.
I'm not here for that. I'm here for the bigger picture. I'm here to make sure I nurture this not this man, but this purpose.
Right.
To be so. That's what I mean when I say you have to be loyal to the movement.
And that happens with these different groups or different things. Like I said, sometimes it's not.
And that ain't just everything.
Right.
People,
right.
period. So even if people look at a marriage like, I didn't get into this for you. I got into this for us.
Right. The union.
The union. So even in business, we got in this for the business.
Right. We're all going to have moods. We're all going to have moments.
We going to be bitchy all the time. Money, finance, shit. We're going to fall in and out. But the goal is the goal. So it's like, if you get in any business or any relationship with a person because of the person, oh, that shit ain't built on nothing.
You're already behind the 8 ball.
That shit ain't built on nothing. Like,
Wow.
what we doing?
Right, yeah. Like you said, that person's going to change with the wind at times. But like you said, that's that union, that big idea or whatever that movement is, that's what keeps people together. And I think that's why is that why you think certain bands have been able to stay together so long, or certain businesses, because they focus on that?
Yeah. Like, it's like at the end of the day, I can't eat without you. So it's like, we in this shit together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Like,
right.
so, hey, at the end of the day, we're going to figure this shit out.
We're going to figure this out.
I saw a movie, I think it was called Crusade. I can't remember.
Okay.
But it was about a band coming back together.
Okay.
And it just show you how this shit gets so funny.
All right.
It was a band getting back together, an old band. I forgot the name of the movie. But they came to rehearsal,
Okay.
and the drummer had the drum set up at the front of the stage. Because his wife told him, you the one, like, you the star.
Yeah, you the star.
Yeah. So everybody got there like, what is this?
What you doing?
Like, so where are we supposed to stay at?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He was like, man, and it was just like, listen, this just don't make sense. Like, I get it. I understand how you feel.
I understand how you feel, right?
But this just don't make sense.
how we gonna sell these shows out
Right.
with the drummer at the front of the stage?
Like, this shit don't even make sense. You done let your ego in this shit. This shit don't even make sense.
Powerful word right there. That's a 3-letter word that's so powerful, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, and that kind of leads me to my next one, right? So on the roundtable, we talk about relationships, right? And so you have said that a problem that you've run into in the past, or even sometimes when you were directing with the Attic Crew, was that, you didn't ask people what they really wanted. Mm-hmm. Right, and that really hit me when you said that, because I've had that same issue before. Even with my show, even with the Roundtable, I've had people who I work with, and I'm thinking like, maybe I didn't ask that person what they wanted, because I wanted this.
Hey man, that shit incredible.
Yeah,
like nobody, God Himself couldn't have told me that everybody don't want to be the best.
Right. right.
In my head, everybody in the world wants to be the best. That shit ain't real.
No, it's not.
That shit ain't real.
Some people are okay just getting a jersey.
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you.
Some people are okay just being on the team.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, that was probably one of the most valuable lessons I ever learned, and it's disappointing.
Yeah.
But it's real. It's honest. It's just like you just got to be honest, man, with yourself and with others. But the trick is, most people think they want something until it's time to get it.
Okay. Now see, basically what you're saying is like, once it's time to really put that shovel in the ground and get dirty.
Well, everybody want it. Everybody wants the action until they see what comes with the action.
Yeah, I used to always say that everybody wants to be at the release party. And everybody wants to be at the grand opening of the book signing, but nobody wants to be there when you write the pages.
Man, absolutely.
Nobody wants to be there in the gym when you shoot the shots.
It come down to what you like somebody asked me yesterday. So how's the married life?
And congratulations.
Thank you, man. I'm like, shit. It's great because I wanted to be married. Like, ain't nobody forced me to do shit.
Right. You didn't nail you down.
Yeah, like so marriage works for people who want to be married.
Say that one more time, because it's a simple saying, but say that one more time.
Marriage work for people who want to be married.
Because we all know a lot of people who had no business getting married.
Yeah, they knew they ain't had no business getting married. You know what I mean? Luckily, I did it at goddamn 43. So if you get married around in your 40s, and boy, you don't know what the hell you want, you just foolish. You a damn fool. You know what I mean? Because shit, you done made it halfway. You can keep it rolling.
Oh, man. That is...
Yeah, but it's like with anything, like, know why you're doing anything.
Yeah,
That's how you have
Intention.
success. Intentions.
Because
yeah.
I see a lot of people walking around aimlessly and have no intentions. And like you said, I'm the same way, right? So I'm sitting there like, well, wait a minute, like, you don't have no target? You don't have no...
Boy, that's my number one thing. I don't care what you're doing. If you don't have that's the first thing I ask people.
Yeah.
When they come to me and like, man, Pretty, I got this artist, man, you got to meet him.
Right.
Oh, now first thing they said, boy, you got to hear this song. I like, boy, I don't want to hear no music.
Right.
Bring him, let me see him if he's a star.
Yeah, you big on that.
I'm
you
like,
big
well,
on
you
that.
can get the music. The music is the easiest part.
Yeah. We're going to talk about that star thing too.
Yeah, but the first thing I'm going to say is, who is your target?
Who is your target?
Not what.
Right.
Who? In your line of work, if you had to put a picture on the wall and X on his face.
Right.
When I did my album.
Yeah.
I did the album because I said I was going to do it. That really was my heart.
Yeah.
I was recording down at the 12 studio.
Okay.
And if you came in now, I had Puff on the wall with an X on his face. I had Jay-Z on the wall with an X on his face. Tip. All the big boys, Kanye West,
right.
Everybody had X, and one day Tip came up there. And,
you didn't know he's.
Oh yeah, well you know that my little.
Yeah, I know.
Brother,
Yeah.
I said, yeah, come on in here. And when he got in, we talking, and he having to look around, and he say, well, I guess I'm up there with good company.
Yeah.
But that's just who I am when I decide to do something. Like, even with this talk show I just did. Oh yeah, I got targets, baby.
Yeah, you definitely got targets. But real quick, I'm gonna stay on the behind the music, because that led me to my next question, right? So, I mentioned the project, and you just mentioned the project as well. And I purchased mine. I remember, I think I got mine at that listening event that Maurice Garland was hosting, right? And so, what I liked about it though is that, because you said this before, right? You said that you think marketing is the most important business in the world.
Right.
And you said that basically your brand image is the most profitable thing.
Absolutely.
And so expand on that, because like I said, you didn't rely on social media and stuff like that. Like you literally left that listening party, and from every time I saw you out, you were out in people's faces and stuff, and
slapping, dabbing, kissing babies. That's it. That's it.
Talk to me about the marketing side, because I could tell also too from a standpoint that I think a lot of people think marketing is social media, right? I think that's all it is, right? And there's a great book. I'm not giving this guy any promotion, per se, but I'm just saying there's a book called "Twitter Is Not a Strategy." Mm-hmm. And when I started reading that book, that changed my whole idea about marketing. Mm-hmm. And I could tell that you really studied it. But elaborate on why you feel it's the most important business in the world. So
my thing is, marketing is this. This is what you got to understand. Marketing is nothing but perfecting human behavior.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
It ain't nothing but perfecting human behavior. So what happens is, once you figure this out and once you really pay attention, everything in the world changes for you. I mean, nothing in the world is the same.
Okay.
Billboards are not the same.
Right.
Even with my son, I know he like, Dad, come on. He's sitting there watching TV.
Right.
He's 16, but watching TV and the commercial come on, I'll be like, hey, what's going on right here? What are they selling?
Analyze it.
Look at this. Look at what time it is. Look at what show it is. And what time? Why would they be showing this commercial? And what are they selling? Man, no. Understand something. They are never selling products. They sell emotions and experiences.
Yes. True.
People don't buy products.
People don't buy products.
You know what I mean?
Trust me, I've worked in some places that they put products on there and they pay a lot of money because, like they said they're selling emotions. They're selling desire.
So once you realize, like, damn, don't nobody know why they doing what they doing. Everybody has been sold and told what to do all day long. So from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, your mind is your pretty much your life is being dictated.
Right.
Through marketing. You see what I'm saying?
Right. And we're very visual people as well.
Come on. So I understood that at an early age.
Yeah.
I understood it at an age so early that I didn't understand why I thought the way I did. Until I got older and figured it out and like, okay, I ain't crazy. I'm not crazy. So So what happened was, to be honest with you, I left school at an early age. I dropped out of school in 9th grade.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So going up and down the road and just being in the business I was in, and I hear bullshit with the older dudes and folk that were always supposedly smarter than me and more advanced. I had to come up with a skill to get me ahead all the time and dealing with these dudes.
Right, okay.
And I developed this thing for words. Right?
Right.
Words are the most important thing, because no matter what somebody's trying to tell you or what they're trying to do, certain words people are going to use all the time.
Triggers.
Trying to get you to a certain place.
Triggers, right.
So to this day, it aggravates the shit out of people when they talk to me, because I would be talking, I'd be like, hey, why you use that word? Like, why you put that word right there?
Why you choose that?
Yeah, like, what are you doing? Like, I know what you're doing.
I know where you're going with it.
Yeah, I know what you're doing. And they'll get frustrated like, man, you always, no. Even if you don't know what you're doing, I know exactly what you're doing.
Subconsciously.
Yeah, I know where you're trying to go. Like, you can't lead me. I know what this shit is. So when I meet somebody and I'm talking to somebody, the first few minutes, I'm listening, and you say a couple of words, and I pretty much know exactly what's happening.
You know where their head's at and where they're going.
Yeah, so it's like it's aggravating, and I try to teach my son. I'm like, baby, don't just hear people, listen to people.
Right.
If you go read a contract.
Okay. You read a lot of contracts in your time.
The first 2 pages pretty much gonna tell you everything. The rest of them, they just trying to get you to confused about what they said on the first part.
you said all the important stuff is in the first 2 pages.
Hey, man,
everything else is just
I'm telling you. But that's how conversation. That's marketing.
That's marketing.
That's, I mean, church. That's everything.
Yeah.
It's marketing. So the trick is words, man. If you pay attention to words, it'll change your life.
Wow.
I promise you.
Listen. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, man, we're going to keep talking with PK. I told you we're going to have some great discussion. We're also going to go heavy into the show, the PK show, which I'm really loving it. Y'all definitely got to check out, man. So listen, it's your man Odell, Artbyodell. I'm sitting next to PK, man, Pretty Ken.
Hey.
We're talking this game, man. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Yes, sir.